It's been a month, I think, since Flo actually won the Oscar, which, side note, totally deserved, but I just realized that I haven't gotten around to discussing the quite mysterious ending of this film yet. And oh boy, does it get mythological. So, if you haven't seen Flo yet, first off, what are you doing? Go watch it. Second, massive spoilers ahead. I'm talking end of the world, biblical level spoilers. You've been warned. So, quick rewind, we start with this loner cat. Super typical cat, you know? Then, bam, the flood hits. Waters rising over even those massive statues. Our cat's human is gone, and after some hesitation and nearly drowning, the cat ends up on a boat. But it's not Noah's Ark. It's a makeshift crew. A super chill capybara, basically the opposite of our loner cat. Capybaras are friends with everyone. A materialistic lemur hoarding glass stuff, and eventually, one of the dogs the cat used to beef with. It's all about these total opposites, these former enemies, having to rely on each other to survive. The cat even shares his fish with the dog this time. That's growth, people. But looming over all this are the secretary birds. Now, these aren't just random birds, they're presented as something more. Almost angelic, but menacing. They're predators, and they seem way more interested in hunting our intelligent main characters than just sticking to fish like everyone else. However, there's one specific secretary bird that's different. It takes an interest in our cat crew, gives the cat a fish, defends them from the other angry birds, and gets its wings broken in the process. Grounded, it joins the boat and becomes their navigator, guiding them towards what seems like the last refuge, the highest point the floodwaters haven't reached yet. Okay, here we go. Spoiler zone. They reach this highest point, and things get weird. It's not just about escaping the water anymore. Gravity starts acting funny. Everything begins to rise, and our secretary bird, even with its broken wings, starts ascending into the heavens, into this bright, warm light. It's leaving Earth entirely. The cat gets pulled in for a second, like it's tempted or caught in the pull, but nope, not its destiny. It falls back down. And as the bird fully ascends, that's when the floodwaters finally, mysteriously, start to recede. The world starts to reappear. The cat finds the others, the dog, the capybara, the lemur. The bird is gone. They wander through the now revealed forest and come across this massive, stylized whale, beached by the receding waters. It's a creature they saw earlier, maybe hinting this isn't quite our world, maybe one already hit by disaster. The final shot? The four remaining animals, cat, dog, capybara, lemur, huddled together, looking at their reflection in a small puddle. So, what was that all about? This is where it gets juicy. The movie isn't subtle, it's tapping directly into the great flood myths found everywhere, most famously in the Bible with Noah. But the key here, according to the film's symbolism, are those secretary birds. Think back to the Bible, Genesis chapter 6, and even wilder stuff like the Book of Enoch. They talk about the world before the flood. It wasn't just humans, there were the sons of God, often interpreted as fallen angelic beings, who came down, had kids with humans, and created giants called the Nephilim, meaning fallen ones. These beings messed things up, taught humans forbidden stuff, and basically corrupted the world. The film paints the secretary birds as these figures. They look bright, beautiful, almost angelic, right? They act superior. They prey on the intelligent animals, just like the myths say the Nephilim started eating humans. So, the interpretation? The flood was sent for the birds. They were the problem, that highest point they traveled to. That was their exit ramp, their forced return to the heavens, maybe paralleling the real world Mount Hermon, where the sons of God were said to first ascend. Once they were gone, the waters could finally go down. They waited until the last possible second, totally selfishly, until the flood basically left them no choice but to ascend because there was nowhere left to stand. But what about our secretary bird? The one that helped? This taps into even older myths that influenced the Bible. Think Babylonian stories, where the god Enki warns a king about the flood, or Greek myths, where Prometheus defies Zeus to save humanity. Prometheus, often linked to forbidden knowledge, like the serpent in Eden or the leader of the fallen angels, was punished by being chained to the earth. Sound familiar? Our bird, with its broken wing, is grounded, unable to ascend freely until the very end. It chose mercy, maybe not wanting all life to perish because of its kind's mistakes. It's a more nuanced take. These fallen figures weren't pure evil. They had capacity for good, for connection. And that helpful sea monster, the whale-like thing? The film seems to frame it as a benevolent leviathan. Usually, the leviathan is this terrifying biblical sea beast. Here, it helps the crew and its death is mourned. Again, it plays with the idea that these powerful, often feared mythological figures. So the ending isn't just about animals surviving a flood, it's a retelling of ancient myths, suggesting the catastrophe had a specific, divine, or at least otherworldly purpose aimed at these powerful bird angel figures. The film beautifully weaves this mythology into a story about survival, fear, the director mentioned the cat overcoming its fear of water, and the unexpected bonds formed when disaster forces everyone together. That final shot, the reflection in the puddle, it shows their unity but maybe also lingers on the uncertainty. Is the world truly safe now? Or is it forever changed? A mere reflection of what it was. The beached whale certainly suggests there's a cost to these massive shifts. Honestly, Flow is breathtaking. The lack of dialogue forces you to connect emotionally and visually. The sound design is incredible. Seriously, see it in a theater if you can. It taps into something ancient and profound while telling a simple story of survival. It's a masterpiece of animation and storytelling, showing how epic myths can be explored in new, unexpected ways. What did you think of the ending? Did you catch the mythological vibes? Let me know in the comments. Definitely give this film a watch if you haven't. Good night, and try to stay afloat.